Not anymore. Longest active streaks without an interception. Wow. It's Herbert.
Russ, that dates back years.
Yeah. And then Jalen.
I told you played well.
Bruce, the lack of interception streak, something or nothing.
Well, look, this is something for the Eagles. 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
I think they're playing well. They've settled in on their identity of running the football more than they've had. I think Jalen's only averaging like 19 passes a game in the last 3 games. Obviously, no interceptions. He's run for like 5 touchdowns, thrown for 4. Barkley is kind of their hub, and that's working out. And the defense is the big thing because we knew they were talented offensively. But defensively, Coach, they're 8th in total defense, 7th in scoring defense, and that was their big problem last year is they couldn't defend. So, yeah, this is something. They're playing good football.
Yeah, I think it's something really positive to have a 3-game win streak, and looking forward, which Nick likes to do. The next 2 opponents are very winnable.
Yep.
And
schedule checking.
The defense is playing better. Their stars are performing at a high level, and this is the value of expectations. So expectations were low. Now they're exceeding expectations. People are getting exciting. The feeling the building is so much more positive as opposed to, when they were dealing with the losing streak last year, the expectations were so high. So every little thing was a big issue. So they're in a great spot right now to keep moving forward, and the expectations are right here. So that'll keep the building balanced.
It's an awesome win on both sides of the ball. So it's something like that. Listen, fair is fair.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts played really well the last 2 weeks in particular. And the defense, which I had massive questions about, has started to play better as well the last 3 weeks during this winning streak. I don't trust this team for any significant stretch of time, and I don't think they're well coached. But record is a team stat. They're a 5-2 football team right now, and they just blew out a team that I think is a good team.
Oh, my
and so,
God.
well, we're getting to it right now.
Why do we play the games?
What?
Why do we play the games?
I just gave them credit. I just gave the Eagles credit for all of it. That's why The
Bengals got it.
Right,
the Bengals are a good team.
Hold on, we're doing the Bengals in a second.
Oh, they're going to be.
Can I finish about the Eagles? Go to the Bengals.
You threw the Bengals in there.
Because that's who they beat, you doofus.
That's why we shouldn't have had 2 in there.
Just go ahead.
I knew it was going to get confusing.
It's only confusing because you
Bengals are going to be 5-12. Like, they're a good team. I don't know how they're 5-12.
Do this. Do the question.
Check in on the Bengals.
Yeah.
The best team with a losing record in the history of the NFL. Let's see how the Bengals are doing against winning teams. 0-4 versus losing teams 3-1. So congratulations, something or nothing about the mighty Bengals.
Well, it's definitely something, and I don't think they're mighty, but I do think they're a good team. And they're 0-4 at home. They have a lot of ominous stats. But here's the problem, and this is why you yelling at me doesn't accomplish anything, because I need you to answer this question.
Sure.
Let's just say all the 5+ win teams are making the playoffs. None of them fall apart.
Okay.
So that's Kansas City, Buffalo, Houston, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Denver. Give it to Denver, credit to them. There's still one spot available.
Chargers.
Here's the people available. Indy, the Chargers, Cincinnati, and then all the 2-win teams are right. So there's still one spot available. You cannot, with a straight face, tell me that you are exponentially more confident in the 4-4 Colts or the 4-3. Are they 4-3 now? Chargers than the Bengals. So, no, they're not dead. They might not be they're definitely not a great team. I still think they're a good team. This was a terrible loss, by the way, not losing to Philly, but getting blown out the way they did. But I'm not going to sit here and act like they're dead when there's 7 playoff spots and they're competing with Anthony Richardson, who's exhausted, or the Chargers, who last week looked good, but have been up and down. I'm just not going to do it.
Well, they're definitely not dead. There's no question about that just because of the way the standings are in the AFC. But they aren't good. And they are living off of beating the Chiefs a couple years ago. That's what they're living off of. Because last year they were banged up. We get it, they were banged up, but they didn't make the playoffs last year.
But winning 8 or 9 games with Jake Browning last year is kind of impressive.
This year they're not playing well. Like you said, they haven't beaten a team with more than 2 wins. It is and Burrow hasn't played that well without one of his star receivers. T. Higgins wasn't there on Sunday. So they still are alive, as you said, because of the standings, but They are not very good this
Yeah,
year.
it got a little of that Aaron Rodgers delusional press conference vibe going on. And look, is it doable? Yeah, it's doable, and I like his confidence, and I think that he's sincere with what he says, but he's never been worse than 4-4, at this point in the season. So the hole that we keep asking him to dig out of gets bigger instead of smaller, and at some point, doable is not going to be doable here soon.
And just to be clear, I disagree with him that they can get to 10 wins. I don't think they can get to 10 wins. I don't think a team that went 3-5 is all of a sudden going to go 7-2. I just think that 9 will get you in that last playoff spot, and 8 could. I think that's the situation we're in the AFC because, again, I just penciled in Denver, and I'm not sure Denver's sustaining this to begin with. There might be 2 spots available. That's the only point I'm making.
Coach, something or nothing?
Say less. Like, don't talk about it. Say you hurt. Say you've got like a pulled muscle or a cramp. Don't say you're tired. You're not a D lineman. Right. You're not a wide receiver. You're not a run. You're the quarterback of the team. You don't get to run off and be like, hey, I'm tired. I'm going to put someone else in. All right? I know we game planned. You got someone else? You can't do that.
Literally did.
Was it third and goal, too?
No, it was 3rd and 20. It was 20.
Third and more. I don't care what it is. Like,
Third down.
You're playing quarterback. Quarterbacks stay in the game. Unless they want to do, like I talked about in Pittsburgh, and have multiple quarterbacks. But what are you doing? And don't tell everybody that.
I like the honesty.
Do you? I don't.
Well, it's obviously a something because one are the players, your offensive linemen, your other players
who play the whole game.
Yeah, and you're getting, if you got to really try to get them to follow you and to rally them in a tough game, what are they thinking about you when they look at you? But even more than that, quarterback, you have to be mature. You have to be a leader. The fact that he didn't seem to think it was a big deal.
No.
Like, he just being, man, look, I was tired. I was tired. Like, the fact that he didn't know that was bad tells me he's not mature enough to really lead a team. He's talented, but he's not mature enough to really lead a team right now.
Well, also maybe not accurate enough. I think he was 10 for 31.
Yeah.
He started 2 for 15.
This covers up the bad play.
Right.
Wild, just for a moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to put on my fake gumshoe hat.
Oh.
Because let's say Wilds this weekend went cross-country skiing in Maine.
Wow.
That sounds fun.
But you hadn't told me, and best I could tell, you'd never done it before.
Yeah.
And you walked into the office, and I was like, hey, do anything fun this weekend? Did you go apple picking or maybe cross-country skiing in Maine? Would you think I just randomly pulled that out of thin air or someone had tipped me off?
I think someone would tip
me off.
Or maybe my Instagram.
The question that was asked to him was, did you get hurt or were you tired? And he was like, I'm going to tell you I was tired, which is so bizarre to me because nobody ever covering football thought a quarterback after taking a hit left a game because he was tired. So either that was the luckiest reporter ever or somebody told that reporter, hey, ask Anthony if he was tired. And that to me is intriguing.
Who do you think tipped the ball?
I don't know.
Inside the organization are working
someone that knew Anthony Richardson pulled himself out of the game because he was tired.
Well, they did. I believe they said on the
him?
broadcast that he at a certain point he wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
So they did say that. So you
but
knew.
Still, I wouldn't have guessed tired. I'd never heard of it. So just
there was a sideline reporter who said, "Was he hurt?"
Yeah,
and I said,
and
no.
They said,
This is
he's not
why.
hurt.
Listen,
So
this is why it's a
what else would
fake
it be?
gumshoe hat. I need a real gumshoe to get to the bottom of it.
You were
I
adding
just
some
need
intrigue to the
someone to
Colts
get to the bottom of
organization.
it. That's all.
Celebrating a little too much now. Wait till a few minutes and you'll be able to celebrate all you want after the win. But he ran over there and almost a little hero move. Like, I'm gonna try to. I was late to it, but I'm going to slap it away now, and he ends up,
amazingly, Coach, if he'd have just kept doing that the whole play, I think the Bears win.
Might have
doing that, and then we would show clips of what not to do in the NFL. Every week you pull 4 or 5 things. Look at what this guy did. Don't ever do this. So this is the gift that keeps on giving for coaches. Everybody is going to show this, not just this year. This will be years down the road. Let's take a look at a Hail Mary. Let me show you what not to do.
I mean, guys.
Let me show you who not
Coach,
to be
the
like.
receivers get to the 20-yard line.
It's
Like
ridiculous.
the time look at this. Look at where the receivers are before. He's
Who
like,
is he
oh.
talking to?
Like, I want to fine him for conduct detrimental from here.
Quick question, 10 seconds. Does Eberflus need to be like, hey, you're benched next game, you're not starting?
Yeah, there should be some sort of repercussion for a play that is that bad. And look, it could change the whole complexion of their season.
Yeah.
For you doing what you
It
did.
changed the complexion of my checking account.
Yes,
There's a lot.
your selfish moment could send you home.
I came up with the name of my consulting business.
What's that?
It's the consulting business.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.